Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody drew this out. I asked him to draw it. It's a rough drawing. So, and he's trying to design himself a logo, and I don't really understand some of it, but we've got to figure out whether you want sharp corners on all of them or do you want flat corners on all of them. So I'm going to do it both ways. I think it would be the easiest to take a 2-point line. First of all, what we're going to do, we're going to put this drawing in the center of the page. It's not going to probably be perfectly in the center because it might not be even. But we're going to take a 2-point line and we're going to go roughly from there to there because we are going to make it even. And I'm actually drawing in somebody else's file, so I'm going to change this. I'm going to double click on here and go hairline and then RGB red and say okay for me and so you can see it better. I'm going to draw this line holding down the control button so it's perfectly perpendicular. It still drew it in black. Let's double click on that again. Maybe I had the line selected, and then it just changed that line, but this will change it in the future because it asks for graphic. Now take the 2-point line and go from there to there. Now I'm going to bring in an indexing line and hit P. So that's the center of the page, so he's pretty close. I think the best way to do it would be to take your shape tool and add a node right there by double clicking. Add a node right there by double clicking. I'm a little bit off, but we're going to fix that. Add a node right there by double clicking. And this should be a line and not a curve, so we're going to bring it down to there. So now we have that. Now, I'm going to say he's going to want square corners on all of them. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to go to that node and go down, holding down the control button so it's perpendicular. Go there. And I'm not too concerned about the evenness because I'm going to make it even here in just a second. I'm going to delete that line. I might have deleted, it might have been a continuous line, so it deleted it all. 2-point line from that node to there. That node to there. I'm not holding down the control button this time. Now we're going to fix this while we can. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to change let's see how big this thing is. It's almost 6 inches. So we'll change our nudge factor to 7 and we'll just grab it and move it out of the way. And there's our new shape. Now you can see that this isn't even here. So what we can do is take these nodes and select them and go up to align nodes vertically, say okay. I'm not worried about the other one right now. So what we can do now, I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in and nudge it out of the way. That's going to be our new object. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to nudge that back to the center. I'm going to left click, right click, and then I'm going to Control D and I'm going to mirror it to see how close we are. And we're pretty close. So what we could do, we really want this center one. So we're going to take the shape tool and put that right on top of that other one. Everything else should be pretty good. We're a little bit off there. I'm going to take the shape tool and grab that one and put it there. I'm going to grab the shape tool. See, I don't know which one is really the good one, so I'm just going to move it here right now. And we'll look at this one. This is probably backwards from the way you should really do it, but they ought to snap to. I'm just getting it close on one of them because we're going to line the nodes. So there's, whoop, I deleted it. We're going to grab it and move it out of the way. So we're going to align some nodes now. We're going to take the shape tool and select all the top nodes and go up to align nodes horizontally. And that make sure they're all like that. Go up here and align nodes horizontally. I'm going to go in and do vertically here just to make sure. And do this one more time to make sure. Now this should be good. Now let's Control D and make a duplicate and mirror it. We're still off. So I don't like that one. I'm going to hit delete. This is the good one. By mirroring it, it's not perfect, and it should be. Control D and mirror it again. See, we're just off on that. So one side is different than the other. Let's try this. Let's try deleting that. And let's do this. Let's take an indexing line and put it right there on that node. Take another one and put it right there on that node. And now let's measure and see if we're not in the center. We're going to go and take the parallel dimension tool. And this time you do want to hold down the control button so it'll be perfect. And we are at 232. See, we're at 233, so we're one scunch off. So what I can do, I'm going to change my nudge factor to 0.01. I'm going to grab that node and I'm going to left click 0.01. Now let's take a new measurement, delete that, see if that worked. Well, I need to move it to the new one because your indexing lines are going to be a really good way to snap to something. Take the parallel dimension tool, grab that node, and then hold down the control button. Okay, we're at 233, so now we're even. So now we got the logo even. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of the indexing line. Now this is where I said if he wants square corners on all of them or rounded corners on all of them, or pointed corners. So we're going to do it two different ways. Let's go here and let's just measure. Parallel dimension tool. Go from about the middle to the middle, we're at 0.33. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go up to effects and I'm going to contour to the inside 0.33. See, that's going to make us a little bit square corners. You know, it's going to contour it perfectly. Now let's back up and let's contour it twice at 0.33. So see, it's going to make that last one sharp. So we can do both ways. So there's a finished logo. It's perfect. But if we take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in, and I changed my nudge factor, so let's change it back to 7. Let's go up this time. And I'm going to left click, right click. But this time I'm going to contour to the outside 2 times. So I have sharp corners now, and it's a little more even. So there's 2 ways to look at things. This is okay. And you could make this corner not so sharp, but I actually think this logo here is going to look better. And then because it's a contour, go to object, break the contour apart, and then you still have to ungroup it. Go up to object, group, and ungroup. Now, depending on what he wants to look at, we're going to make it thicker line or thinner line or however you want to do it. So that's pretty much perfect. No, you know, if you can see in his drawing where the lines aren't connected and these are all connected and ready to go and print and do whatever he wants to with it. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. I'm not 100% of the question, but maybe that did it. Thank you for watching.